Good afternoon. It's 72 degrees at 5 p.m. I'm Gabriel Valente with the latest news on KRNU. Police say a man robbed a local Little Caesars Saturday night. With more on the story, here's Bassi Rickbo.
The Lincoln Police Department reported at 9:30 p.m. on Saturday night a male suspect robbed a Little Caesars near 27th and Capitol Parkway. Police reported the suspect pulled a gun on the store's manager and demanded money after initially ordering a pizza. Police say the manager gave the suspect money from the register and placed it in his backpack, where the suspect then reportedly left and was last seen heading east on 27th and East Streets. LPD officers report they are still searching for the suspect at this time.
Tragedy that has struck a Nebraska community as a family of 6 was pronounced dead after a house fire on Thursday morning. The cause of the fire is not yet known, and fire investigator Adam Matzner is waiting to release more details at this time.
We're still in the midst of the investigation, so as soon as we're able to release more details, we'll get another release out.
The investigation continues today, and it will likely carry into the weekend. The state dismissed a criminal case against a Lincoln Bank employee who stole more than $10,000 from customers' account. Erica Gibson, 36 years old, was charged on September 1 by Lancaster County Attorney Joe Kelly with theft by deception, a felony. However, prior to a court hearing Thursday, the prosecutor requested to drop the case. The authorities said that the U.S. bank officials became suspicious after action on a 93-year-old man's account, in which Gibson made several deposits to her account. If she does not complete diversion successfully, the case can be refiled. With less than 2 weeks left before the election, Nebraska Governor Pete Ricketts is dipping into his pockets. With more in here is this Killen Havikin.
Nebraska Governor Pete Ricketts is pouring money into this year's legislative races. Ricketts has given $44,500 of his own money to GOP legislative candidates and state senators to pad their campaign funds in hopes of trying to preserve the death penalty.
Local authorities have arrested a 27-year-old man on an active warrant from Jefferson County and a Tecumseh State Correctional Institution warrant for avoiding prosecution. Gage County Sheriff deputies and Beatrice police were trying to locate Howard McBurnett, who was hiding in the bed of a pickup before the police had a search of his apartment conducted. Police arrested McBurnett in connection with active warrants and also an obstructing police officer. He was scheduled to appear at a bond hearing this Thursday, but refused to leave out of his jail cell. The hearing has been rescheduled for Monday. McBurnett previously served for convictions of distribution of marijuana, violation of a protection order, and tampering with a witness. On Saturday, the 1,000-people city of Hebron hosted the first annual Oregon Trail Marathon and Half Marathon. Runners from around the country came together to do what they love and also give more attention to the small community in Nebraska. The Oregon Trail Marathon also gave a sense of history to the participants. The land that was used for the trail was traveled by the Oregon Trail pioneers who joined at about 180 years ago in certainly adverse conditions. The feedback from the runners are excellent. Many of them emphasize the happiness and the relief of completing the half marathon. In addition, the small town flavor was cheered by many of the out-of-state competitors. After the break, Chelsea Arnold has national news.
ASUN Student Legal Services is a prepaid legal service funded by student fees. The assistance provided by Student Legal Services include legal advice on most types of legal problems and court representation if the case involves a landlord-tenant dispute, consumer complaint, misdemeanor offense, or uncontested divorce. Any UNL student in need of legal help should call 472-3350 to set up an appointment with an attorney. SLS is located in room 335 in the Nebraska Union on City campus.
Imagine living in a place where your daily commute is a walk in the park. In cities, suburbs, and small towns, people want to use their cars less and their feet more. Sound like wishful thinking? Take the step you can count on to lead to results. Work with your local planning office and plan to walk more in your future. Learn more at planning.org. That's planning.org. A message from this station and the American Planning Association.
Support for programming on 90.3 KRNU comes from Union Bank and Trust. Their branch at the corner of 13th and Q features 36 designer debit cards which allow you to select the design that fits your style. More details on the web at www.ubt.com. Union Bank, you belong here. Member FDIC.
Dave, what are you doing?
Just sending a gift to Dave 2037.
Who?
Me in the future. I save a little money from every paycheck for Dave 2037 so he can buy anti-gravity boots or a hologram Doberman. What are you getting Steve 2037?
Steve 2037 will be just fine.
Well, okay, but don't expect to borrow my anti-gravity boots.
Save something for the future. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free ways to save, go to feedthepig.org. That's feedthepig.org.
This message brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
1 in 4 women and 1 in 16 men are sexually assaulted during their time in college. A student group at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, Prevent, provides bystander training courses educating students and staff about how to prevent and respond to relationship and sexual violence on campus and in the community. If you're interested in accessing resources or getting involved with Prevent, call 402-472-2597, email prevent@unl.edu, or stop by the Women's Center, located on the 3rd floor of the Nebraska Union.
Authorities say at least 11 people have died this morning in California in a tour bus crash with a semi-truck. With more on the story, here's Jeremy Davis.
The California Highway Patrol reported that at least 7 people died and others were injured after a tour bus crashed into the rear of a semi-truck near Palm Springs this morning. Authorities say the driver of the bus was owner of USA Holiday Casino, and the bus may have been coming from there.
NBC News reports police arrested more than 8 protesters of the Dakota Access Pipeline yesterday during a demonstration at a construction site in North Dakota. Around 300 people gathered for the event, attempting to block the construction of the pipeline, prompting law enforcement to use pepper spray when protesters attempted to cross physical barriers. The confrontation between protesters and law enforcement lasted 5 hours. An official statement from Sheriff Kirchmeier says the protest was not peaceful or lawful. Those arrested are facing charges including assault on a peace officer, engaging in a riot, and criminal trespass. AT&T agrees to buy Time Warner Cable for $85.4 billion, as reported by the New York Times. This deal is likely to spur more consolidation between media companies, a trend we have seen with the merging of other media corporations this year. AT&T says that one of their top priorities is finding new ways to reach their consumers. TD Ameritrade is making a $4 billion bid for their online brokerage rival, Scottrade. A combination of the companies would ensure the largest online brokerage business by far. TD Ameritrade, based in Omaha, is already the largest online broker by average daily trades. According to the Omaha World Herald, the company had $26 billion in assets at the end of the last fiscal year, with Scottrade coming in at $7 billion. The first woman to climb Mount Everest has died. With more, here's Ashley Kramer.
Today, the first woman to climb the world's highest peak, Mount Everest, dies at age 77. Juko Tambi conquered the 29,000-foot summit in 1975 at the age of 35. 4 years ago, she was diagnosed with cancer, but did not stop her from climbing. Her final climb was Japan's Mount Fuji with a group of students in 2011.
Residents and police in Fulshire, Texas, recently helped free a deer that was found tied up behind a construction site. According to ABC News, the deer was tied to a back porch with nylon rope tangled around its antlers. Locals in the area have said that deer has come back multiple times since being rescued, and neighborhood children have given him the nickname Hank. After the break, Jessica Moore has your weather.
As humans, we have a tendency to think we're invincible. We take risks, we make mistakes. Every day, 11 teens make a fatal mistake. That fatal mistake is texting while driving. DJ Logan was one teen who made this fatal mistake. She never saw the school bus stopped on the road in front of her. You're not invincible. Don't take the risk, don't make the mistake of texting and driving. Wait until you arrive at your final destination to use your phone. This is a message brought to you by the University of Nebraska-Lincoln Police Department.
The thought of my sons growing up without me inspired me to quit smoking.
I talked to my doctors, and then I threw away all my cigarettes, ashtrays, and lighters.
I started exercising instead of smoking.
Staying away from alcohol when I was first quitting was key.
I kept on trying, learned something each time.
Do whatever it takes.
No matter how many times it takes.
We did it, so can you.
For free help, call 1-800-QUIT-NOW. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and CDC.
Some students cannot afford to wash clothing or bedding. Some also have trouble paying for food over the course of a semester. UNL offers a pantry service to help these students in need. The pantry, also called Open Shelf, offers hygiene products, laundry detergent, and non-perishable foods. Open Shelf is open to all UNL students, and use of this service will remain confidential. Open Shelf is housed on the second floor of the Lutheran Center. It is open 8:30 to 10:30 a.m. Mondays and 2 to 5 p.m. Fridays. For more information on Open Shelf, visit openshelf.unl.edu.
My son Aiden has asthma. Secondhand smoke has triggered his asthma so badly, he ended up in the emergency room and spent multiple nights in intensive care. Now he's on a whole bunch of medications. My tip to you is, don't be shy about telling people not to smoke around your kids.
Half of U.S. kids are exposed to secondhand smoke. If you or someone you know wants help, call 1-800-QUIT-NOW. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and CDC.
The church bells are ringing on a Sunday morning, and everyone in town can hear them. Can you? The UNL Newman Center has multiple Mass times on Sundays and daily Mass times during the week. There are also numerous Bible studies for you to get closer to the Lord. Come discover the Lord in a deeper way. To learn more about St. Thomas Aquinas Church on campus, stop by on the corner of 16th and Q or visit huskercatholic.com.
Although winter is still 2 months away, the Northeast has already received snow this weekend. In states such as New York, New Hampshire, and Vermont, 6 to 9 inches have been recorded. While other parts of the region have been unseasonably warm, with record highs of 88 being recorded in Greensboro, North Carolina, in New York, lows reached 30 degrees. With more snow in the forecast this week for the Northeast region, let's hope that Jack Frost doesn't head our way. Relief has spread throughout Mexico as Tropical Depression 19E leaves their area and moves west to northwest away from Mexico. Tropical Storm Seymour is expected to develop into a stronger storm over the next several days near the eastern Hawaiian Islands. The storm is not expected to be a threat to land and should dissipate in the Pacific Ocean in the coming weeks. And now to our local weather for the week. Tonight we will see mostly clear skies with a low around 39. Tomorrow there will be highs of 66 with a 38 mile per hour wind causing a low of 50 in the evening. Tuesday, a 40% chance of showers can be seen across the area after 1 p.m. and continue on throughout the night with highs of 74. Wednesday, we can look forward to partly cloudy weather with highs of 66 and lows of 40 into the evening. That was a check of your local forecast. I'm Jessica Moore for KRNU. Up next, we will take a quick break and come back with a look into politics with Nate Mulbach.
How to be a great dad in 15 seconds. Bike ride, go fish, walk in the park, phone call, milkshake, play catch, picnic, fly a kite, tell jokes, laugh, talk, read a story, tell a story, bumper cars, swing set, bowling, pillow fight, cut loose, stay tight. Whew. Because the smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Exaggerating high school athletic achievements to your new college friends. Promising your new college friends that you'd a partial football scholarship to no-name state in Montana. What are these, you ask? These are the symptoms of someone with high school peaker syndrome, or HSPS. HSPS is a serious mental health condition that affects college students post-high school athletics. Thankfully, there is a cure to this crippling disease known as the UNL Men's Rugby Team. UNL Men's Rugby Team offers students the opportunity to relive those glory days. Tackle your HSPS head-on by visiting the rugby team's website at unlrugby.com.
Hey, there's my son.
Hey, Dad.
What's wrong with your voice?
There is nothing wrong with my voice.
Well, it's just sort of.
Hello, Dad.
Susan? Guys, I think it's about time to get in the car and maybe see some green things.
What are these green things you speak of?
This weekend, unplug. Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. To find the forest nearest you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Welcome back. It's 5:15. To continue our news, here's a look into politics. 3 weeks before Election Day, early voting is surging. More than 5.3 million votes have been cast early, far surpassing the pace of the 2012 election. Hillary Clinton has shown promise in the states of North Carolina and Florida, while Donald Trump currently leads in Iowa and Ohio. More than 46 million are expected to vote early. nearly 40% of all votes cast. Wednesday night's debate between Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump and Democratic presidential candidate Hillary Clinton remains fresh in the minds of the American public. One big takeaway from the debate was Trump saying that he would not necessarily accept the results of the election, something that, according to UNL political science professor Kevin Smith, has never happened before.
I don't think we've had a major party nominee say things like, I am not going to state that I'm going to accept the results of the election.
With the election just 18 days away, Trump has a lot of work to do if he wants a chance of getting back into the race. Donald Trump is attempting to lay out his presidential plan. For more information, here's Ashley Kramer.
Trump is laying out his 100-day plan if he makes it to the White House in 2017. In Gettysburg, the nominee summarized his policy proposals, including a push for new congressional term limits and increasing lobbying restrictions by former government officials. He also elaborated on his plan to deport immigrants imprisoned for violent crimes, and he says he will cancel visas for countries who won't take them back.
Democratic Vice President nominee Tim Kaine voiced optimism that a Democratic White House could work with Republicans. Kaine says Hillary Clinton is not running a broad race against Republicans, but rather specifically against Donald Trump. He predicts that Democratic ticket will get many Republican votes, and Clinton becoming president will bring the nation together. After the break, Brennan Wolford has sports.
She's kind of a big deal. Some people like to say it's only because of how she looks. She sticks her tongue out a lot. But there's just something about her that makes people do crazy things, like get tattoos of her face, or wait in line for hours just to say hi. Lil Bub is a 2-year-old cat, an Instagram celebrity with a following bigger than some 90s television stars. And it all started because she was adopted. You can't buy a best friend like Lil Bub, but you can adopt one. Help us save them all at bestfriends.org.
I'm a full-time student. Between classes, books, exams, quizzes, group projects, and not to mention trying to keep up with friends, I get stressed. And I guess some days I just feel alone. But that's when I heard about the University Lutheran Chapel. I was a little nervous at first, but the people at the chapel made me feel so welcome. Sometimes, all we need is someone who cares. For more information about how you can get connected, visit lutheranchapel.org.
Hey everybody, Rachel Ray here. Nothing brings a bigger smile to my face than cooking up a big meal for the whole family and lots of friends. But there's not enough room at my table for the 17 million kids in our country who struggle with hunger. That's why the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks collects surplus food to give hope to hungry kids. But they can't do it without your help. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
A message from Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Welcoming and inclusive of all people of all sexual orientations, gender identities, and expression. The LGBTQA+ Resource Center works collaboratively to provide education, resources, outreach, and advocacy to build and sustain a socially just campus community. The LGBTQA+ Resource Center is located in the Nebraska Union, room 346. For more information, you can contact them at 402-472-1652 or visit involve.unl.edu/LGBTQA.
For sports, I'm Brennan Wolford. The Huskers look to extend their unbeaten streak to 7 as they matched up against Big Ten rival Purdue. The game started off with a bang for the Huskers as Tommy Armstrong scored 16 seconds into the game. It was back and forth for the rest of the half as Purdue took the lead 14-10 at half. The Huskers came out of the half dominating, scoring on a 40-yard touchdown pass from Armstrong to DeBornay Pearsonell and Alonzo Moore on a 25-yard sweep to the end zone. Nebraska never let up another point as they cruised to a 27-14 victory. Now on to volleyball. After sweeping the number 4 Wisconsin Badgers on Friday night, the Husker volleyball team returned to the Devaney Center to match up against number 3 Minnesota. After dropping the first set, the Huskers came back to beat the Golden Gophers 3-2, 24-26, 25-15, 26-24, 22-25, and 15-8. Now on to the new AP poll. The AP Top 10 came out this morning. Alabama at number 1, with Michigan claiming the number 2 spot after Ohio State lost against unranked Penn State, which dropped them down to number 6. Washington moves to number 4 as it take care of business to stay undefeated. And Nebraska slides into 7 after a shaky win at home. Baylor, Texas A&M, and West Virginia round out the top 10. Now on to professional baseball. The Chicago Cubs. It's finally happened for the Chicago Cubs. After 71 years of billy goats and curses, Chicago will finally go back to the World Series with a 5-0 series clincher behind the arm of Kyle Hendricks, who went 7 1/3 innings, throwing 88 pitches and 6 strikeouts, while allowing only 2 base runners on the night. The Cubs will play against the Cleveland Indians, who have a World Series streak of their own at 68 years without a title, on Tuesday, October 25th. The 112th World Series is finally here. After a wild 2016 season, 2 teams remain. The Cleveland Indians and Chicago Cubs look to square off at Cleveland on October 25th. The key matchup of this series will be Chicago's ability to get those late-inning comebacks led by Chris Bryant against his dominant Indians bullpen that has a 1.67 ERA and 41 strikeouts in 32 1/3 innings. And to wrap it up, we'll go to NFL Game Day. Here are the early NFL game reports. The Jets beat the Ravens 24-16. Dolphins upset Buffalo 28-25. Oakland wins 33-16 over Jacksonville. Detroit beats Washington 20-17. The Bengals win 31-17 against the Browns. Philadelphia upsets previously undefeated Minnesota 21-10. The Colts beat the Titans 34-26. The Chiefs win 27-21 over the Saints. The Giants beat the Rams 17-10 in London. And Green Bay takes care of Chicago 26-10. Coming up tonight, the Seattle Seahawks travel to Arizona to take on the Cardinals at 7:30. And Monday night, the Denver Broncos host the Houston Texans in Monday Night Football. For KRNU Sports, this has been Brennan Wolford. When we come back, Gabrielle Valente has one last check with the weather and a look ahead for the week.
Ugh, I need to relax. I have so many responsibilities to juggle, and it's stressing me out.
Have you considered actual juggling?
Juggling?
Yeah, at the UNL Juggling Club. The Juggling Club is a great place to unwind and learn fun talents like juggling, unicycling, and more. They welcome newcomers of all ages and skill levels. The club meets every Sunday and Wednesday from 6 to 8:30 p.m. on the green space in front of the Union, and in Othmer Hall during bad weather.
The UNL Juggling Club, challenging gravity for over 20 years.
Did you just look down at your phone? You did it again, didn't you? You know, you're flying down the road in a 3-ton hunk of steel, and a text takes your eyes off the road for an average of 5 seconds. At 55 miles per hour, that's long enough to travel the length of a football field and cause some serious damage. Turn it off. Trust me, whatever it is, you'll live.
Learn more at stoptextsstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
It's never too late to get your flu shot. Flu shots are offered to UNL students at no cost. The UNL Health Center allows walk-ins during business hours. If you want a quick visit, set up an appointment in advance. The Health Center can meet all of your medical needs. Sore throat, sore ankle, vaccinations, flu shots, we have you covered. Set up an appointment at the medical clinic for all of your medical needs. Contact the medical clinic at 4720-5000.
My name is Tom Thornton.
And my name is Cindy Thornton. We're retired, and this is how we live United.
We decided to volunteer with United Way at our community free health clinic.
United Way is how we contribute, because we know our time and money are going to the right places.
Judging by the thank yous we get at the clinic, I'd say we're doing the right thing with our retirement, too. We're Tom and Cindy Thornton. We volunteer at our community free health clinic. We don't just wear the shirt.
We live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, live United. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
Everyone has a different purpose behind their craft. The students and staff at UNL's Glencorf School of Music tell us why music.
It's a universal language we can all speak.
Kind of an emotional, creative release.
Building an experience that lasts a lifetime.
Because music gives life to the mundane.
There are a million reasons to pursue music. Discover yours today. To see the calendar of upcoming Glencorf music performance events or learn more about graduate and undergraduate programs, visit arts.unl.edu/music.
Here's a look at what's coming up at UNL this week. Campus Recreation Fair will be held on Tuesday and Wednesday, where students can discuss positions with representatives and submit applications. The Nebraska Huskers will face the Wisconsin Badgers at Camp Randall Stadium this Saturday at 6 p.m. Tune in to 90.3 KRNU for live coverage of the game. Once again, with sunny skies, it's 72 degrees. That's the latest news from KRNU Radio. I'm Gabriel Valente, and thanks for listening to the UNL National Broadcasting Society's 5 o'clock newscast.